Ladies and gentlemen, I've always wondered what's the minimum amount of people required to make a dream come true. Is it 10 people? Is it 20? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Is it 12 people? Oh yeah, come in, please, come in. Come in. Come in. Come in, we need. If you're listening on the internet right now, this is an evening with Nelson Gombakomba. It's my attempt to get a TV show whilst staying in Norwich. Because I'm too lazy to move to London. But I do feel that if you're talented in the world, you should be able to get your TV show. So this is my entertainment hour. This is going to be fine. Don't worry. I know you got questions. Trust me. You're fine. You're in safe hands. Quite ironic, really, because this is a hostage situation. I have 14 hosts right now. You know, in the last pub standing, these people are going to be bombarded with my comedy for an hour in an attempt for me to get discovered by an international audience. Because, you know, when they click through the podcast, they're going to see, oh, an evening, who does this guy think he is? They're going to click on it. And again, another hostage has entered the room. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. More people. This is really sweet of you. First of all, let me just say, sometimes I'm not sure whether I'm talented or just a charismatic sociopath. Because it's a very thin line, you know. Because, like I said, how many people you guys turned up today for the first initial recording, and people are going to be listening on this thinking, oh my God, who's this guy that thinks he can entertain people for an hour? And you guys have turned out to validate that, so thank you. When I'm eventually on Sky TV or BBC or ITV, no, I will not remember your names, but I will appreciate this gesture, you know, and yeah, so what should we talk about? Citizenship tests? No one has taken a citizenship test? See, this is why I can't blow up, because my material doesn't connect to a Norwich audience. None of you guys have had the same life experience as I have. So I'm going to have to talk you through my existence up to this point. It's very good if you're listening in, because you probably don't know who I am and you're thinking, who is this guy? An hour, really? Well, let's find out. It was the year 1939. I'm not going to go back that far. But in 2012, I had to sit down and do a citizenship test. Back then in 2012, you had to go down to London. You had to get into a dungeon. And in that dungeon, there was a candlelit table. And on the other side of the table, there was the Queen. And then she'd ask you questions, answers to which you'd only know if you'd been in the UK for a certain amount of time. Like, what's a pig in a blanket? If you're new in the UK, you're going to say, that's a farm animal that's ended up in your bed. A bed night out in Wales, some might say. But no, I'd been in the UK for a few years at that point, so I knew what a pig in a blanket was. It's a delicacy. Served around Christmas time, yeah. So I got a few of those questions correct. And then you go to the final test for my citizenship test, you know, in that dungeon on a cold, wintry Thursday in London. There were 2 cups of tea presented before me. One made with milk first, the other made the proper British way. And then whilst you're trying to guess which one is the right one, there's a Queen's Guard with a gun to your head. And then that's how I ended up here. And then that's the story of how I became accepted to be amongst you guys. And then I moved to Norfolk, started seeing things, life started playing out, Meghan Markle, Donald Trump, all these life events. My mother had the opposite problem to the Queen. My mother actually wanted a black daughter-in-law. I remember my mother coming up to me saying, "Nelson, where's my black daughter-in-law, Nelson? Where's my black daughter-in-law?" And I turned to her and said, "Mother, this is Norwich, baby. There's only like 7 black girls. I've dated 5. The 6th one is my sister," which I know is okay in Norfolk, but for me, that is where I draw the line right there. And so things kept happening. I lived in Norwich, you know. There's 48 black people in Norwich. We keep track. Boop, boop, boop. There'll be 47. I go to, oh, sounds like more people. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. Oh, God. Wow. No, come on, sit down. I was just playing around. The show hasn't started really. That's a joke. The show has been going on for 7 minutes now. Yeah, so I was just telling people about how there's 48 black people in Norwich. And how there'll be 47 when I go to London tomorrow. We do keep track. There's so few black people in Norwich that every time I see one, I do the head nod. You can picture this right now to the listeners. The head nod is, just ask your local black man, he will know. The head nod is an international thing. It's an internationally accepted black guy greeting. I'm actually suspicious when another black guy doesn't do the head nod back. Like, "Oh, hello, sir." This is like a Demento or anyway, I'll find the right. Well, what you're going to find in the next hour is that I'm going to talk about who I am as a person and the thought process that goes into what I do in front of you lovely. Oh, you guys believe in my dream. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I could be a psychopath, right? Actually, I'm okay. I'm not going to just, jump from topic too much, but the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath is that a sociopath is more murdery. A psychopath is just a crazy person, which I tell my baby mama when she calls me a psychopath. I'm like, no, I'm actually a sociopath. What you're going to find tonight is some of these jokes may be new to you, but to me they're 10 years old, some even 15. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home and I'm going to listen to this material and I'm going to craft it properly, put every word in the right order, arrange it like music so that I can perform it better to an audience that's willing to pay me more money. This is artistic masturbation. All right, okay. How long are we doing? We got 9 minutes. We already got, if you're 9 minutes into this episode, you're thinking, what have I clicked into? But you're clicking into my attempts to get a TV show. I'm trying, because I think I'm good, but I also don't think I need to leave Norwich. I think I can get that not Russell Brand. Who's the TV show guy these days?
Howard?
Does Russell Howard have a TV show? Like a primetime one?
He did. He had Good News and then that was Russell Howard.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's going to be my idol. But in order for me to do that, I need to move to Norwich, to London, which sucks because you guys would miss out on this comedic excellence. So I have to do this podcast so that the people that give out these TV shows can go, oh God, we need to give this Norwich guy. And you know what I'm going to do when I get that chance? I'm going to do it in the ITV studios just down the road because it holds more people. It is really good for a first episode, but I'm going to need more hostages, like 200 people probably. And then that should be the start. Please don't log out just yet. So I did talk about the psychopathy, I did talk about this should be a talk show, blah, 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 hostages, new beats. All right, okay, God, this is going well faster than I thought. I need someone to scream out, be clean, Nelson, if I go too dirty. Because this is the problem with what I do. Part of the reason why my joke writing, I'm trying to get it to an international level, but a lot of my jokes are very local. Like, I was talking to a girl from Norfolk the other day. Like, the only people that get this are the people that know what's up with Norfolk. I asked her why she does not date any black guys. And she said it's because there aren't any in her family. Which is a fair point, technically speaking. In Norfolk, familytree.com is a dating website. In Norfolk, an after-sex selfie and a family portrait are the same thing. That's my mother, that's my mother. Alright, okay, I will give you some material to raise the energy in this dungeon. But we just got, see, this is the start. When I listen back to this, I'm gonna question myself so much, like, could I have done that better? Could I have not? But we're in the moment now. And this is how showbiz works. So, you're gonna have to bear with me. So just in case anyone is trying to work out what's going on right now, my name is Nelson Tinashe Gombakomba Jr. the second. That only stops being funny when you realize that's my actual name. I always tell the ladies the name Nelson Tinashe Gombakomba Jr. the second is the shortest thing about me. Never gets old. Here are the jokes I've been working on recently. I was sitting on a bus stop the other day, waiting for the bus, as you do, minding my own business. And then God came and sat beside me. I was like, damn, God, what are you doing? I thought you get the bus too. And then God was like, yeah, sometimes I do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays actually. And then because it's God, I started asking God the questions that you'd ask him, you know, if you were ever sitting at a bus stop waiting for the bus. And so the questions started coming to my head. I was like, God, did it really take you 7 days to build this shit? Because the Himalayas alone look like they take a few months. You know? I kept asking him questions. And then suddenly I realized I'm in the presence of God, so I can ask him anything I want. And so I turned to him and I say, God, make me white. And then God said, okay, Nelson, but you have to return the penis. And I say, no, God, I'm just joking. I want to stay black. I want to keep this black shit. I was just joking. All right, okay. So Some of these jokes won't make it to my special on Netflix. But part of this process is to at least show what happens in the creation of comedy. Alright, okay, I'll keep digging deeper. Do you guys ever find it funny how companies do terms and conditions? Like they advertise the thing that they want you to sign up to, and then they say the terms and conditions in a different voice so that you don't think it's the same advert. But the terms and conditions negate the thing that they're trying to promote. Like a company will be like, ladies, like in energy companies are the worst. They'll say, it's going to be 50% off for the next 6 months. Sign up now. Terms and conditions apply. It's actually not going to be 50% off. We're going to get that money back. We're going to get this. We're going to gauge up the prices. You're going to wish you hadn't done this actually, because we're going to get that money back. I promise you that one way or the other. This is no... Imagine if we did that on dates. I'm a good man. I look after my kids. I go see my mother every weekend. I recycle. I vote the Conservative Party or Labour, depending on the girl, really, because I disagree to what she say, right? Terms and conditions apply. I have a secret baby that I don't really see. Two of my ex-girlfriends have blocked me on social media. I have a better conditions that I'm too scared to explore into. Terms and conditions apply. You say something in a different voice, it's messed up. The worst joke that I've ever written, right? Well, I guess I might as well try this 16 minutes into the podcast. If you find this funny, then we're gonna be friends for the rest of life. If not, then you're gonna be like that lady from Ipswich who messaged me after I did this joke to tell me how offensive it was. When I clearly say it's a joke, like this is not a TED talk, this is a comedy show. Halfway through, my uncle molested me. He tilted my head and he looked at me in the face and he said, "Nelson, I see a lot of myself in you." Uncle, stop it! That's a bad pun! Badly written joke. You shouldn't find that offensive because I don't have an uncle. So that never happened. I actually don't. My brother is like an only boy child and my mother's old girl, so. But someone wrote to me after that and said, "Nelson, your joke offended me. Fuck you." Actually, I shouldn't swear because I'm trying to get global with this podcast. This is gonna be, do you know what? I had my hair done today, but this is only audio. This is how much effort I put into you guys. I'm not even gonna give you, okay, no, I won't edit that part out. This is just purely from the heart. What was I talking about? I talked about my uncle. Alright. You're witnessing a hostage situation. And you know, I'm going to tell you about my life. So sometimes when I'm doing crowd work, things do go wrong. I told a woman yesterday on stage at Gonzo's that I wanted to be in a relationship with her. Just because she was mysterious and elderly. I was like, there's something about you, man. You can sort out some of these mental conditions I have. Because the thing is, I'm too scared to delve into what's wrong with me. I'm 32 right now. And I'm like, you know, should I pay someone 40-something pounds plus VAT to tell me stuff that I already know that I can't fix? Or should I just think I'm special and do a podcast where okay. This is why it's a very fine line between being talented and being a sociopath. Because if people are laughing, then anyway, that's my biography. So Someone shout, be clean when I get too dirty. I'm really trying to blow up from this. Crowd work going wrong. See, when you see stand-up comedians stand up here and like try to talk to you guys, sometimes they have jokes that are already in place. So oh, what do you do for a living? I don't like that. That's boring. I try to take it a direction that the audience doesn't expect. You know, that's why my answers are always awkward. Like, I really can't look at that lady in the face now. I asked her out in front of everyone. But I guess it's a hostage situation, so anyone have any questions so far? Do some crowd work? No, you just want me to keep going, that's fine. No, it's fine. I have a backup joke of spreadsheets. I have a spreadsheet worth of jokes, and this is exactly how I wanted the podcast to sound, because I wanted to sound authentic, because I wanted to sound, really, people get art wrong. See, the reason why AI is going to take over is because AI bases itself on human perfection. So humans that don't make errors, humans that type things properly and do things, which doesn't exist really. Because the true artists get things wrong. They have an accent, they wear colorful shirts, they have funky hairstyles. AI can't make me. It wouldn't be as funny. So this whole anxiety that can seep in through the microphone whilst you're listening in, whilst you're cleaning the windows, waiting for your husband to come back home from work. This is human. This imperfection, this anxiety, we're 21 minutes in. I'm doing way better than I thought. But anyway, what was I talking about? I should stop distracting myself. I have never tested myself to see whether I have a mental condition or not. I've just started reading this psychology book just to get an idea of who I am as a person, because I'm too scared to do therapy right now. There's too many things too many layers to me. Like, I'm from Zimbabwe. We dealt with inflation. What's your psychology book going to tell me about that? The traumas of living under a dictatorship, the traumas of having a massive penis. What's your psychology degree going to tell me about that? So I'm having to learn psychology to understand myself. And see, when you do that, right, some things get suggested on your timeline. Like, do you guys know who Jordan Peterson is? Yeah. He's a Canadian psychologist. This one time, right, I was just scrolling through Instagram, and then I saw one of his ads for his courses. It's called Understand Myself. And then I clicked on it because I thought, I'm 32 years old. I got a baby. Gotta start trying to understand myself, right? And then I found out that test was $9.99. And then in that moment, I truly understood myself. I'm a cheap bastard. Like, thank you, Dr. Peterson. Psychology. I'm scared to let you guys go for a break because you would leave. So this is going to be a purely hostage situation. 24 minutes in. I'm going to put it on open. Okay, one came back. That's good. So no bad. You guys don't understand, man. See, the reason why so much art goes to waste is because we live in like a rigid world. You know, it's like, oh, you got to be living in London. And I hate that. Because every time I go there, I'm like, I am funnier than you guys. I got real jokes with real people, real Norfolk people. And you guys don't relate to nothing I do. And I don't relate to you either. But somehow I feel like we reach a middle ground. Like sometimes I'll be walking through Norwich, right? Just observing life. And then I'll see one of those white guys with like an earlobe that's stretched out with that earring. And then I'll just think to myself, oh, white people stuff. Oh, white people. And then I carry on with my business. And then I think, is there a white comedian in Africa that sees those black women with a disc that stretches their lips and goes, oh, black people. That's black people stuff. Because I feel like the world cancels itself out. Right now, there's a white comedian in the Southern Hemisphere talking to 20 black people, and they are just as confused as you are. Right? It's like, I'm trying to do a podcast. But anyway. I've already said that. It's alright, man. See, I'm trying to work out whether I should do this weekly or monthly, but I think I should do this yearly. Nah, it's alright. I'm gonna get to the sweet spot. See, what makes me different from other comedians is that, like, this is the shit that I was born to do. Like, the only person that you can truly compare me to is William Shakespeare. I don't compare myself to any mortals. I mean, that is a dagger to the heart, but I hope he falls through that glass thing and breaks his neck and give him an African curse. I only compare myself to William Shakespeare because I feel like that's the level of talent that I'm trying to get to. See, Shakespeare didn't have any distractions. He didn't have a baby mama. He didn't have Twitter, Instagram. He didn't have hoes. And he came back. Oh my God.
Very just.
Oh my God. I don't know whether this is going well or... No, it's alright. I'm trading something there. See, I only need to do this for an hour. And then we'll put this online, we'll put a soundtrack, and then I can prove to people that I can entertain random strangers. This is albeit a hostage situation. Talking about hostages, guys, have you noticed how ISIS have stopped making videos? This is really the time when they should do that with the TikTok trend. They would blow up now if they actually, if ISIS is listening to this podcast right now, I suggest getting your visuals on point because that's gone really quiet. There used to be a time when ISIS was uploading weekly, which is what I was trying to do, but I'll go monthly actually, just based on this. I'm gonna go monthly, But ISIS should, this. Sometimes, right, like, you have to look at that 72 virgins thing. They used to promise people 72 virgins. I did the math, guys. It's not worth it. 72 virgins. Like, I'll blow myself, you reward me with 72. Do you know what's the worst thing about that, right? If you get 72 virgins, you'll only be happy for the first 36 days of eternity. And then after that, you got 72 women that are just trying to give you constant attention. Which sounds to be like hell, honestly. You ever tried dating one person? You ever tried dating two people? Day 72. That suicide bomb is, I regret telling you this. What's that women's that like? Say, you didn't do that. You have to try to sit up. You just imagine. All right, okay. That took a crazy turn. But if ISIS is listening, which I did suggest that they should do more video content, they should try to market that 72 virgins thing differently. Because for me, if you want to get me to do some bombing for you, don't promise me 72 virgins Promise me 72 nasty hoes. Give me the nastiest hoes. 72 of them. Bro, I will blow up in buildings, sir. I will scrap that. I feel like some people will like this podcast. Apparently, the government writes to you if you take it too far. They're like, sus. Okay, no. That's getting distracted. Global Nelson. Because here's one thing that people also don't realize about Norfolk artists, right? Like, a lot of our jokes are local, but when we go to London, people don't really know these references. People don't know Great Yarmouth. They don't know you shake your sisters. They're like, we need different. I hope you get run over on your way. Not just joking. That's good. To be fair, I feel like I'm doing all right, actually. What's the minimum amount of people required to make a dream come true? We're 30 minutes in. I only need to do an hour of this. As we are perfectly at the middle section, does anyone have any questions?
If I go for a cigarette, will you be cross?
No, not at all, no. If anything, do you know that a cigarette takes away 11 seconds from your life?
That's the whole point.
We have 29 minutes of this, ma'am, so you know. Actually, you could do that. Have 2 cigarettes, actually. Speed up this whole life process. Why do we as humans do this to ourselves?
It's fun, isn't it?
It is, you know. I mean, sometimes I smoke and I'm just like, oh, this is so relieving. But then I just think like I've put my lungs on like the top of like a barbecue stand and like they're slowly smoked, like smoked salmon. That's okay. I hope my lungs don't feel like that. Does anyone smoke in here? Do you have like a bubbly feeling in your lungs? I'm scared to Google what that is because I don't want to know if I got 72 hours to live or... To be fair, we need to smoke, man, because capitalism is just like, it's just intense. It's just intense. Like, we work Monday to Friday. We've had a 4-day weekend, but I'm still like energetic right now. You know, it should be the other way around. It should be like 3 days work and then 4 days rest. You know, but that would never get into power with the Tories. No, with the Tories, no. If anything, they'd rather have a 6-day week. 6.5-day week. All right, okay, so what happened this week? There was the first black prime minister in Wales. There was the first black referee in the Premiership a few months back. There was the first Asian referee in the Premiership as well a few weeks back. I hate when they announce first black things in 2024. We've had a first black president. We know we can get all these other type of jobs. Stop announcing every first black thing. When is he gonna stop? This is Margaret, she's the first black dinner lady. And serving pop. Alright, okay, it's so good. I am kind of excited about this. I was nervous, but I just had to take a chance on people coming out tonight. I done the old black people joke. I done the 48 black people joke. And then someone else is about to leave, fucking out. This is why we can't blow up as a city, man. Because people don't have the concept. You're a stoner, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
What is it that's stopping your concentration? Actually, no. Don't answer. It's alright. When I'm on live at the Apollo, I'm gonna give a shout out to this gig, you know. Hey, it's gonna work out. This is like, it's passion. It's like, how many people do you need to believe in a dream? Like psychologically speaking, right? Like how many people do you need? Is it like 40? Is it like 10? Because I have people that really believe in me, but it's like 17 at this point. And I feel like that's enough to like, because I'm also writing a book right now. You know, it's called Little Rabbit on the Wall. I won't tell you what it's about, but it's nothing to do with race. It's a thriller. It's about like, it's a psychological thriller. And if I can just maintain the love of those 17 people before I finish the book, and when I finish the book, if I can sell it to those 17 people, and if out of those 17 people, 10 people read it, and if out of those 10 people, 8 people read it to the end, and if out of those 8 people, 4 people enjoy it, then that's it, right? That's it, because then 4 people are going to tell 2 people, and then it's going to start a reverberation process, which is really what this is all about. Like, it's just taking a chance, just reverberating. Like life, right now you thought you came to a comedy show, but it's really like a therapy session. Life is really just reverberation, just vibrations. Don't leave. No, just all right, not so much about Asian philosophy then. What jokes have I worked on this month? Do you guys know what blackface is? Blackface is when a white person puts on black makeup and performs black stereotypical shit. It is stupid, it's offensive, it's dumb. We should leave it in the past. That's blackface, it's dumb. Do you guys know what whiteface is though? Whiteface is when a young black gentleman takes home a lovely young white lady, and then they make sweet passionate love, and then her makeup gets on his face, and then he drives home, and then the police don't stop him because that's whiteface up there. I don't drive, so I wouldn't know that version. I'm more into you wake up the next day with her makeup on your face. You do what is either the stride of pride or the walk of shame, depending on variables. So we just don't have time to delve into that. And then people go, hey, there's whiteface. That's a cause I'm willing to fight for, right? Like, why can't they make makeup that sticks to women's faces? I get home and my wife can tell where I'm from. All right, okay. 38 minutes into an evening with Nelson Gombakomba. How are you doing, guys? Guys, I will turn that into cheers. I did this on the internet. I'm still embarrassed yesterday because I actually was talking to a woman on stage, and then I had to tell her that I love her. I fell in love with her. She was being very vague and very mysterious. I have a thing for women that are not good for me, man. Like when a woman is just rude. Leave me alone. I'm like, whoa. There's something about that. It's like, oh. It's doesn't see. Sometimes I think, am I the way I am, or have I just been wired a certain way? Because, I was thinking about just who I am as an individual, trying to untangle all of this mess. And then I started realizing, like, my first crush in life was Jessica Rabbit. I didn't even know what girls were at that point, but I knew that cartoon, those lips. Oh, I knew. My second crush was Mrs. Bellum, or Miss Bellum from the Powerpuff Girls. She had quite the curve. It's alright. She pretended like she's on the phone to get out. It's alright. I'm 20, I only have 20 more minutes of this. Then I'm going to upload it on the internet. Then I'm going to go on my Facebook and I'm going to tell people I now need a soundtrack provider, and I need a poster, and I'm going to release this on all platforms with podcasts. And people are going to wonder, how did someone entertain people for an hour? And then, because this is the type of thing that you want to listen to when you're driving a car to Cambridge or to Great Yarmouth and back. It needs to be a good hour. It's not good for sex though. Have you ever tried having sex whilst there's a program in the background? And then you try to pretend like you're not listening, and then you're like, suddenly you start agreeing to the debate. You're like, actually, we need to camp immigration, as a matter of fact. You know, it's okay. That's all right. Does anyone have any questions so far? No? We're 41 minutes in. By the way, I just want to say that my biggest fans are in the house. Terry, like this. Thank you for coming back, man.
I said I would.
And I trust you. Some horrible witch pretended like she was on the phone. She's a horrible. Okay, that's alright. My biggest fans came tonight, so when this blows up into an actual TV show, I can say that they saw me from the start. Should I? No.
Yes.
Okay, fine. All right. See, part of my problem with performing in Norwich is that sometimes I feel like people just don't relate, so I really have to break down the differences, right? Like, get this, right? In my 15, 16 years in Norwich, there's been 2 incidents that have shown black solidarity. The second incident was very noble. It was the George Floyd marches. Do you remember that? After the lockdown, that was very noble. Yes, we got marching. Yeah. That's good. We get change. That was good. The first incident, though, wasn't so noble. It was at a black house party. I have to say a black house party because it wasn't a white house party. Chicken was stolen at this party. If this was a white house party, chicken would not have been stolen. Because you know, chicken at white house parties is just chicken and skewers with cucumbers and tomato, and you have to roast it yourself. Like, really, guys? I gotta roast this shit myself. Anyway, that's the white party chicken. That didn't get stolen. And this incident, someone stole chicken at a black house party. Then the host noticed this and he got mad. Then he lined everyone up against the wall and he started talking that gangster shit like, who the fuck ate my chicken? Blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna beat someone up, blah, 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 blah. And then everyone goes scared. And again, this is a black house party. If it was a white house party, I wouldn't have been scared. Okay. Alright. But it was scary. Then the guy was like, who the hell ate the chicken? And then after a while, people got scared. And then someone stood up. They say, I ate the chicken. Then another person stood up and said, I ate the chicken. And then another person stood up again, I ate the chicken. Before you know it, the whole house had stood up and said, I ate the chicken. So the host couldn't beat anyone up. It was like in sex education when the girls stand up and say, that is my vagina. That is my vagina. Or in Spartacus when the slaves stand up and say, I am Spartacus. I am Spartan. I feel like those 2 references should cover 80% of the cultural spectrum over there. But anyway, so that happened, and the host couldn't beat anyone up. So he seemed there to let us go. And I was so proud to be black in that moment. I was like, yeah, people came together and stood up. You know, it wasn't against the white oppressor, it was against the fellow black man. I was like, we all stood up, yeah, black power. And I was so relieved because I was the one who ate the chicken. It was a good chicken. If it wasn't a white house, I thought the jokes like a white. See, this ain't too bad. I like it when a joke lands. Sometimes jokes don't land. Like I have jokes that like I've been trying to force people to just accept, but eventually you just have to let them go. It just let me see if I can find an stock here. No, I'm not gonna do that. No, we got 15 minutes left. If somebody's listening to this in the car, they're gonna switch it off. They're going to say, I'm not going to listen to some podcast where the guy actually has to. All right, okay. I got tired of writing material about being black. So I thought, hey, let me find a new life experience. So I fathered a child. And then I abandoned that child. That's a joke. I'm still in my kid's life. Not like you're listening to this, Daddy loves you. All right, okay. Does anyone speak German in here? No? Does anyone know what Schwarz means?
Yeah.
What does it mean, sir?
Black.
Black, yes. Schwarz means black. Which is my problem with Arnold Schwarzenegger's surname. How specific I trying to get Arnold. It's alright, man. Don't feel bad. It's okay. We're almost. Best of luck. Fuck you. No, it's alright. I'm just joking. I like how you came back and clarified. It's like. I don't need this because I have to do this because the world needs to know what we go through as artists, and I have this vision that someone's going to click on this recording, which I'm going to do monthly. Thank you, Jack. Jack books the nights at Last Pub Standing. Actually, shout out to Last Pub Standing. If you're listening to this, make sure you go grab a drink. And what's that burger that you go? Filthy burger at Last Pub Standing in a nice pint of San Miguel. That's the first advertisement. Because the thing is that like a lot of these things, man, people don't believe in themselves, so things never really blow up. I have this thing where like sometimes I think I'm overconfident or like there's something wrong with me. But sometimes some of these things actually work. And they work right before my eyes. I'm like, God damn, if only I believed in myself more, this thing would have blown up. So right now we have about 8 hostages left. If you're listening to this online, you're already 48 minutes in. I'm going to end it this well and make the laughter come out even bigger. And then, who knows, next month we do it again. And then, yeah, that's how things start. And then, because I have other things going on, we're going to find the right crowd that's not going to leave halfway through. That's really going to be the perfect hostage situation. Talking about hostage situations, talking about ISIS, actually, I should just name the first episode ISIS, because... Clicks, yeah, it's gonna blow up. I told you should listen to this book. Did you guys remember this this young lady called Shamima Begum? She went and joined ISIS. Why she did that, I do not know. It's the worst thing to do in your camp, yeah. I had to get a job. You know, she went and got an ISIS baby. How hard is it to get an ISIS baby? See, if a 15-year-old can fight ISIS, why isn't the government fighting ISIS? You know, because she wanted to join them, and then she had a baby, but do you know how hard it is to get a baby? I have a baby. I know how hard it is.
She got 4.
Oh, 4! Oh my goodness! How many IVF treatments do you reckon? Because imagine if they struggled to have a baby and then they had to go through a doctor like, oh doctor, we actually are trying to have a baby. My husband or my boyfriend is a member of ISIS. So it's not going to be okay, that's messed up. I'll edit that part. But
2 of them are dead.
okay, this is meant to be a comedy podcast now. Alright, okay. God, that's dark! I'm going to come back to that. But yeah, man, she see, when people do the debate about Shamima Begum, should she be allowed back to the country, should she not? I always think, let's focus on the kids. No one ever considers the kids. But just think about the kids, guys. Just think about it. It's He's saying what's left of them. Alright, but seriously though, the ones that are alive, think about them. Because in 10 years' time, they're gonna go to school, you know, they've integrated into the system, you know, they've gone to the school, it's careers day, all the other kids are showing up cocky. Timmy, what does your daddy do? Timmy's like, my daddy's a bus driver. Matt, what does your daddy do? My daddy's a carpet cleaner. Ashley, what does your daddy do? My daddy's a teacher. Ahmed, what does your daddy do? And then Ahmed is a bit nervous. So, my daddy couldn't make it tonight. But he did send a video. Death to the West! Death to America! He starts playing his daddy's greatest hits. It's just, because that would be embarrassing. We need to think about that, you know. So, whether that's a good argument to not let people join ISIS or not, is something to think about. Because high school was very awkward. Like, I don't know what it was for you, but for me it was kind of tricky. Like, I struggled to make friends. I went to Wyndham High, man. They're very like middle class over there, you know. I struggled to make friends. And then a few years later, I realized that the people that I should have been trying to make friends with are the people that are trying to be black. The chavs. They will get me and appreciate. They're trying to be like me. Alright, okay. I don't know if that joke is funny or not, but I'll let the comment section decide. Say, gambling. You know this shop Bedford, right? There's a gambling shop down on London Road. It was a Bedford shop, and the T and the D had fallen off. It kind of read B free, or be it misspelled. And I thought to myself, how hard does a gambling addict have to try to convince themselves that that is not a sign from above? All right, okay, good. We got 5 more minutes of this. Wow, Nelson, you've entertained people for a whole hour talking about your own self, you charismatic sociopath. You know, jokes aren't even worth doing, man. I just want to get to know you guys. You know, I already know the front row. already know. Yeah, shout out to Last Pub Standing. When I get my show on the big networks, I'm gonna say this is how it started, because they have to gauge you. Do you know how messed up what I'm doing is, guys? Like, I'm trying to do this so that other people that don't even care about Norwich, they don't care about you, so that they can say I'm funny, so that they can pay me more money, and you guys can see me less. But you guys are here supporting me either way. That's very special, man. No, I appreciate it. I see it. And like, you know, culture is important because there's a Norwich version of what we do, and there's a global language that is spoken. So I'm trying to get into this global language so I can be, because I think I'm in the top 10 funniest people on earth. Ask Freddie. He'll tell you. I'm like, maybe not number one, because number one is probably Caveman in the Amazon. He's the funniest guy on earth. Probably doesn't speak English. He probably doesn't even speak. He probably does some stupid things, and then his caveman friends like, hey, you know, yeah. Because with Usain Bolt, we can judge Usain Bolt. Everyone is trying to run, so we can say, oh, that's the fastest man on earth. But the funniest, there could be some old lady in China who all she has to do is like smile, and then the kids go crazy, and then she takes out, she lifts okay. And then, this is the 3-tiered bedroom. But I'm just saying, we could be digging into something special here, and you guys have stayed with me for an hour, and you all know how shameless I am. I'm gonna upload this on the internet and say, hey guys, here's an hour of me talking to people. Then they're gonna like it, and then as the months go on, I'm gonna structure it even better. There's gonna be more people that that have bought into this craziness of mine. And then, before we know it, we might have created something. Might have created a baby. A baby boy. That's messed up. That's even if it doesn't go anywhere, man, I need to take you for an hour. People go to Edinburgh to do this. People go to Edinburgh to do this. I just spoken to you for an hour. And I just wanted to make sure, you all had fun, and that means a lot. So, does anyone have any questions so far? The 8 hostages I have. Imagine if you were in a hostage situation and then the guy started trying to tell you jokes. He's like, listen, I know I kidnapped you, but there's a bigger world out there. I have a hairy wife. He starts telling you jokes. It's like, hey, dude. Because, the Stockholm Syndrome. That's what I should name this on podcast. That's actually really good. Because then, for the first few months, it's going to be just me holding people hostage. The room starts so full. And then, I'm not going to repeat any jokes, though. The ones that you saw tonight, that's if you follow the journey. That's it. I'm a purist. And I've even done all the jokes that I've written down on my hand. Those people that have left are all going to be cursed tonight. I'm going to do this monthly to start with. The Stockholm Syndrome. Oh God, that's so good. I am scared to let you go for a break, obviously. I'm gonna need someone to shout, "Be clean, Nelson," so that the international fans, because some people don't even know Norwich is known for the stuff that we know it for. That they think it's a football, there's a football. FC just top of the league. Actually, no, don't say that. That is appropriate. Thank you. Well. We got 13 seconds of this here. Don't leave yet. Thank you. Thank you. So, does anyone have any questions so far? I honestly just want to say this actually means a whole lot to me, guys. And, I feel like this is good. When I upload this on the internet, I'm going to edit out the horrible racist people that and this is good. This is Stockholm Syndrome episode 1. I'm going to call it that. Does no one has any questions? No? Doesn't? I'll tell you a whole hour. Give me a round. No. Don't give me a round of applause. Do what your heart tells you. Wow, Nelson. That's really good. Alright. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. My name is Nelson T. Gombakomba Jr. Keep supporting live comedy. Thank you.